Artemis Base Camp, NASA's proposed structure for lunar living. Notes, there are two distinct interpretations of moon housing. One refers to space colonization, and another refers to the specific nonprofit housing society. Well, you know what? I have to congratulate people who find themselves tagged in to different industries just because they have a name. It's not the first time, is it? So I'm probably going to find as I do my research, there's going to be these crossovers where you're going to look at it and go like, why are you reading this? Didn't you edit it out? And I'm like, no, this is the difference from the enjoyment of going to a library. This is the difference of dealing with internet research raw. Raw means, yeah, this is what you get. And that's not counting people and individuals who deliberately try to manipulate, making whatever they are doing sound similar to what you're searching for. And so you find yourself wasting a whole lot of time going through stuff that is absolutely in no way, shape, or form what you intended. And just saying, well, I'm telling AI what to do, it's going to give me the right information. Is all information being provided really accurate? Well, yeah, I'm giving you an example, and in this case, I'm not saying there was any bad intention of it. One person builds, makes an association or a company, another one's talking about a topic. Without enough context, it's easy for, well, are you talking about this or are you talking about that? It's just, if I say two, or two, which one am I saying? Two, T-W-O, two, T-O, two, T-O-O. By the way, they all sound exactly the same, two, two, two. They're spelled completely different. They sound completely the same. And yet they mean mostly completely different things. Or I always like this in English, and I'm on a tangent, of course I am. When someone says, well, turn left, right. Left, right. No, not right, left, right. What am I talking about? This is not a good example of a joke, but it is an example. In English, there's left and right. So, but there's also right, as in you're right. Or right, as in I'm going to write something. So we've got my right hand, I'm right, or I write. They all sound the same. They're all written differently, and they all mean completely different things. So, going back. NASA aims to establish sustainable lunar housing by 2040 utilizing 3D printed structures made from lunar soil, regolith, and inflatable modules to support both astronauts and civilians. Okay, two classes of people. These habitats designed to accommodate crews of 2 to 4 people feature radiation shielding, airlocks, and life support systems, with prototypes emphasizing modularity for long-term survival and research. I like that they put survival first and research second, and no kidding, they're going to have life support systems, otherwise, do I have to say more? Key aspects of lunar housing, structures and construction. NASA Foundation Surface Habitat includes 3-story design. Go 6-story! Or, I like linear design where you can think, okay, instead of 3-story up, how about 3-story sideways? A metal ground level for airlock/science, and inflatable expanding upper levels for living and hygiene. Yay. 3D printed, they just really enjoy this 3D printing aspect. 3D printed habitats are also planned using lunar concrete, dust, which they said was dangerous, but hey, we're going to use it, and rock fragments. Fancy way of saying something between rock, and dust. Right. Protection and safety. Due to extreme temperatures and high radiation, habitats must be buried under or constructed with a thick layer of shielding material. All right. Logistics and life support. The modular design allow for easy repairs. Okay, easy is walking out my front door if I've got a leak in my roof and I repair it, or a window gets broken, I repair it. I really just don't see this jumping into a suit, into an airlock, and then going through an airlock and then getting outside and repairing something as easy. So maybe that's just me. Yeah, it's just me. But anyways, as damaged components can be replaced rather than abandoning the entire structure. Considering this might be your only structure of survival, abandoning it is about the equivalent of being a submarine and saying, well, you know what? I'm down 500 fathoms. Yeah, I think I'm just going to launch myself out of this submarine and, it's just not safe anymore. Well, if you're, let's say, 500 fathoms or 500 feet, if you want another measurement, and I left a submarine and then just decide, hey, that was safer, I'm in for a really bad treat. And I don't think a treat would be the right word for it. This is going to go really badly for me. So, yes, repairing it might be really key, or maybe have an outside repairing system, but abandoning, if you've got multiple structures, I can see abandonment. Hey, this structure's no good, I'm going to go to another habitat. If you've got one habitat and everything surrounding you will kill you, then abandonment isn't so much you saying, I've got the option to do something smarter. You're just dying in a different way. I mean, it's just sort of fascinating. We're abandoning ship. To where? Well, I see a whole bunch of sharks, and I'm out in the middle of the ocean with nobody around, and no life preserver, but hey, yeah. Or, abandon. It's just interesting. All right, going on. Mobility. In addition to stationary bases, researchers are developing habitable mobility platforms, rovers that allow for long-duration 45-day trips across the surface. RV time, or any other sailing across the moon. I like it. You know what? All you people who live a more nomadic lifestyle, all this moon exploration is validating your lifestyle. Because, what are they saying? I'm thinking Gilligan's Island for a moment. A 3-day tour, a 3-hour tour, right? A 3-hour tour, 45-day trip. Okay. You can have a lot of fun with this if you start thinking like, what are they really describing? Come on, let's play with this a little bit. Moving on, proposed timelines and concepts. By 2040, NASA projects that lunar houses, created using 3D printers, could be in place. Inflatable habitats, these are seen as a low-mass, high-volume solution for initial, hiccups, why not? Quick deploy bases. It was houses, now it's bases. Quick deploy, hey, I'm going to say if they can develop this for disasters, this could mean quicker housing, quicker support structures. Subsurface habitats, caves, mines, cave turned into a mine. Okay? Subsurface habitats. Future options might include utilizing natural lava tubes for maximum protection. I really do hope that this is the moon, but hey, there are inert lava tubes on this planet. Why not? Somebody out there, let's do it. Let's try to find a dormant volcano. This would really be idiotic to do this somewhere where the volcano's active. But an inactive volcano with a lava tube, build something. Go for it. Say, oh, you want to build in a lava tube? We can do it. I think they've got some all over the place. I actually had an opportunity. It was at the base of Mount Fuji, and I got to go in, and it was lava or a pyroclastic flow that had gone over this big forest, huge trees. And so, it solidified. And then the trees inside, well, they finally rotted out completely. So they didn't, instead of becoming fossils, they disintegrated. And so you had these caves, which were actually trees, ancient trees. And it was just fascinating. So you're going through these big empty spaces created by trees that have been covered by this volcanic activity. Now, they're talking about lava tubes, but I think you get sort of getting the idea that this gives an opportunity for somebody who wants to do an example of something that they want to do here on the moon, here. So now they're talking about it's not wasted space. This is space we can use for housing, habitation, and as experimentation. So, come on, people. There's got to be somebody out there who's going to think about this idea and go, I can do this. In fact, let's make this more fun. I challenge anybody to do this safely. I'm going to stress that because I know it can be done, utterly in a stupid manner. And invite me. I will even reside in said place, if you can make it habitable, for a certain period of time, just to enjoy the experience. And since I do enjoy camping, I would really enjoy camping out in a lava tube that's been decked out a little bit. I don't see a problem with it. And on top of that, you can show the design to these characters. Say, yeah, it can be done. We're still continuing with habitation, and this I did find fun. Just like I did find it fun that they actually, if I'm correct, brought seeds of trees into space and then brought them back. Because let's face it, if you're going to say anything that's really unique to build on the moon, that you're not going to, that's really going to be interesting, it's anything that's organic, not inorganic. Lots of inorganic stuff, like regolith, inorganic. Wood, trees, all right. Well, let's go into what else they say here. Key players and programs. NASA Artemis program, leading efforts to build a permanent presence on the moon as a stepping stone to, they want Mars. They could do some other moons, but let's say Mars. Commercial partners, various private companies are designing prototypes such as AI Space Factory, Icon, and considering materials like mycelium, mushrooms. Why not? Yay. By the way, I liked mushroom hunting when I was younger, so all right, mushrooms in space. Oh, somebody's got to have fun with that one. Okay, mental health considerations. Oh, and this with me being sleep deprived. Small enclosed living spaces pose challenges, with studies suggesting that privacy, such as individual sleeping pods, is essential for reducing conflict on long duration stays. Well, okay, that's, when I did the research, this is what pulls up. Okay, lunar habitation. Oh man, there is so much stuff here, but I'll try to do this a little faster. Right, lunar habitat. I wanted to get at least a few different ways of saying it, and it has come up with some interesting variations on this. Lunar habitats are specialized shielded structures designed for long-term human habitation. Oh, in that case, they did long-term with a dash in between. On the moon. Essential for protecting astronauts from radiation, extreme temperature fluctuations, and abrasive lunar dust. Well, they finally talked about the abrasiveness of lunar dust, how sharp it is. Future bases will likely use inflatable modules and 3D printed regolith-based shielding to create sustainable, expandable, and safe living environments versus dangerous living environments. Hey, does that mean all those cultures that live in sandy environments, like really harsh sandy environments, we can learn something from these cultures? And they're dealing with dust? Just a thought. I mean, we do live with some pretty interesting extreme environments. Maybe not as extreme, but still extreme environments. All right, moving on. Key concepts in lunar habitat design. Protection, shielding, due to the lack of atmosphere. Yes, habitats need shielding against galactic cosmic rays. And micrometeorites. Oh, I'm never going to be able to say that one really correctly. Some part of my brain says micrometeoroids. Micrometeorites I like in my mind, but micrometeoroids? Okay, just got to get used to it. Proposed solutions include covering inflatable structures with several meters of lunar regolith or using volcanic lava tubes. Location. The lunar South Pole is the preferred location for initial bases due to its potential for water ice deposits and near constant sunlight for solar power. I don't know about you, but I'm just going to throw this out there. That transition part of the moon where half is light and half is dark, just saying, it'd be interesting. You sort of can have half your base getting the bonuses of the light side and half your base getting the bonuses of the dark side. Just an idea. I mean, an interesting combination of light and dark being beneficial to each other. And it would make for an interesting habitat, wouldn't it? So not on the dark side, not on the light side, half and half, 50-50. Interesting compromise. Let that thought rumble into your mind.